Welcome to the Post Shift Podcast, your raw look at the hospitality industry, brought to you by SHC. What's happening, Post Shifters? Welcome to another episode. I'm doing a video today. I'm out on my back deck. It is like 20 to 6 on the Monday before this episode airs. So it's not last minute. I've just been really busy today. And I wanted to touch on something, delve a little bit deeper into something I posted on social media this week. I posted about not letting yourself get pigeonholed. And really, it came back as, it got a lot of great response, and I'm really happy that it did, because it was something that was really frustrating me at the end of last week. Purely not because of anybody else, but like just the sort of mentalities that I sort of face. There are a number of people who still believe that in Singapore, all I did was create a cocktail menu, which is about this much of what I actually did. So, I really wanted to really delve into it today, because the last 2 days I've had a number of big meetings. So my typical work day, just so that everybody knows, is what did I do this morning? I did my BC Spirit stuff, which I do every day, my BC Spirit today. If you don't see it, you're missing out. Then I did a quick run downtown. I crossed over with my business partner in Coalition Craft Company, Keegan Coates, gave him some new sales sheets, some new stuff to sample on. I did a delivery for both Coalition Craft Company to Vessel as well as Canadian Bar Store, because I service them wholesale. So we've already gone through 2 of my companies before lunch. Well, actually 2 of my companies in a passion project before lunch. Then I had a phone call with a possible client in Saskatoon doing a full rebrand on their restaurant, conceptually as well as branding. My partner in Human Construct, Colin, is a big part of that. He's a super talented graphic designer, and he's really knocking it out of the park for the stuff that he's done. He's done Coalition Craft branding. He did BC Spirits, all the t-shirts there. We've done a couple of liquor brands now. We're just sort of building. So that was in like the last 24 hours. And then I'm working on the BC Spirits cocktail book, as well as Great Northern Cocktails is going to come out with a volume 2. But the big projects I've got this week are big online media marketing contracts that I'm working with my company, Exemplar LM. Now, this last fucking 2.5 minutes is very boisterous and very narcissistic, I suppose, to a degree, of like me telling you everything that I do. But the real thing I want to sort of nail down on this is that regardless of what I do, I can do all these things every day. I can put them up on social media. People always have this perception of me being the cocktail guy. Like, there are people out there who assumed while I was in Singapore, all I was there for was to create a cocktail menu and train the staff. That's it. Not the HR, not the designing, not the branding. So what I really want to get down on this podcast really heavily is that people, when you get pigeonholed, it is not you pigeonholing yourself, which is what I've struggled with for a long time. When you get pigeonholed, it's other people's perceptions on what you do. And so now you can not care about people's perceptions. You can go, don't worry about people's opinions and whatnot, which is great and fantastic. And if you don't care, if you don't hear them, that's fantastic as well. But to get work and that sort of thing. So the hard thing is that when you have these perceptions about you, you've got to work really, really hard to get out of that pigeonhole, that cocktail bartender pigeonhole, to being like, oh, you actually know your shit about social media marketing, and oh, you actually can talk about branding and logo design and graphic design like the next person. So my piece of advice is, if you're feeling pigeonholed, take a step back, look at why they're pigeonholing you that way, then take 3 steps forward, see how you want to be seen, how you want to be perceived, and then really lean into that and understand that if you've been a cocktail bartender or a sommelier or a server or a bar manager or whatever in the hospitality industry for a long time, and you're trying to get away from that, but if you're still in the hospitality industry, I think it's a little bit harder than if you get away from the industry altogether. Really understand that this pigeonholing isn't you. This pigeonholing is other people's perceptions on you, and really everybody's going to have their own perception of you, whether it's pigeonholed or their opinion of you, or if they like you or don't like you. So you can't hear them. That's what my big thing is that you can't hear them. You have to push past it and just keep doing what you do. And eventually, if you're good enough and you keep pushing, you be patient, you're going to get people to understand the new perception of you, because you're going to prove yourself. But you usually have to work twice as hard to prove you're half as good when your new perception comes out. So that is my push of shot for this week. Interesting things. Don't let yourself get pigeonholed. Figure out how to change people's perceptions, and just keep going on, guys. I will see you on Friday. I've got a special guest coming up on Friday. I'm not sure if we've confirmed Friday yet, but it's going to happen. So have a good week, guys. Bye.
Thanks for listening, Pose Shifters. I hope you enjoyed that episode. I really enjoy sitting down with friends and peers and just chatting about the industry and getting down to the nuts and bolts of what's really going on out there. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, everything on all the platforms. Just hit it up and I'll do my best to answer any queries or questions you have. I'll see you next week, guys. Bye.